Hello, friend. I hear you need some life advice. You've come to the right place. I can help you. Nothing develops more wisdom than experience. This takes time and reflection. Fortunately, I have a lot of experience reading self-help books. I have not had time to implement any of these systems or strategies, but I have spent much time reflecting on the effort required to master these and why I didn't just ask ChatGPT. But since this revelation, I have learnt a thing or two. Well, maybe not two, just one, but a memorable, little-known and life-changing one. At least I think it is, because the little I know I can't remember. I'm sure if I remember to ask, when used properly, or even by just using it will be a wealth of useless information designed to better your life without needing any of that supporting science or scientific study mumbo-jumbo. You may not have realized, but I have just taught you your first lesson about life. Congratulations, and as always, it is the simplest and most obvious lessons with the greatest impact. Lesson 2. Always act like you know what you're doing. Confidence is key. If you can't impress people with your lack of knowledge and misunderstanding, just confuse them with nonsense. Be confident in your inability to communicate simple ideas, the use of random acronyms, metaphors with no relevance to the point you're trying to make, and in fact, never getting to the point. Arrogantly act like you are a preeminent expert, whose genius they do not have the capacity to appreciate. You may be asking yourself, but what if I genuinely don't know what to do or say? And such classic questions as, but isn't that dishonest? If you are asking these questions, it's an obvious case of being unable to see the forest without trees. Look, I'll dumb it down for you and put it in simple terms, best explained by convoluted convergence. Convoluted convergence suggests that all things are inherently destined to converge in increasingly complex ways, but only if observed indirectly through a metaphorical lens of quantum perception. Essentially, this theory posits that every interaction is simultaneously meaningful and meaningless, dependent on the observer's convergence index, a variable influenced by how much alcohol the observer has consumed. In its simplest form, the theory implies that all events, people, objects, and ideas are interconnected, but only in ways so complex they can't actually be observed or understood. According to the theory, every decision you make causes an exponential increase in micro-convergences, tiny moments where abstract elements of reality overlap, creating what's known as pseudo-meaning. At any given point, the convoluted convergence process, CCP, is active in every part of the universe, causing minor deviations in trajectory while simultaneously remaining inactive and immobile, creating a silence that is indistinguishable from noise, yet in some ways create patterns that could hypothetically look like a meaningful life path. If the observer's perception field is adjusted at a 45-degree angle, while holding a green light and planking. In practice, the theory has no application whatsoever. Researchers tried using it to explain stock market trends, relationships, and even the evolution of breakfast cereals, but found only one pattern. Everything converges to nonsense. Yet, ironically, researchers have argued the theory's usefulness is embodied in the absence of any meaningful application. In other words, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, unplanned, directionless, and lacking any real meaningful purpose or goal. This makes convoluted convergence a philosophy in its own right. If philosophy was a random collection of incoherent ideas, an irrational pursuit of implausible and suspiciously convenient truths, a quest for an incompetent, incomprehensible misunderstanding of the world. I don't think I could be much clearer. I get it. You're feeling like such a simple and obvious idea has been right there, under your nose the whole time, in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered but slightly hidden behind its non-existence. That's all I have to say about that. Now that I've said that, let me just say this. About that, honesty is overrated. Pretend, my friend. Pretend like your life depends on it. Everyone's faking it. The best CEOs? Faking it. Professional skydivers? Faking it. Babies, definitely faking it. Babies cry when they're hungry, tired, happy, bored. They've got it all figured out. Be the baby. Be the baby. Anyway, I find coaching on these complex life lessons exhausting. I'm so tired I could cry. So that will do for today. Until our next lesson, take care. Bye, friend.